What's going on, guys? Dale7402 here, back with another episode of Ringside Republic. Off the heels of WWE's Monday Night Raw, April 17th, 2017. Big improvement in my opinion, guys. WWE is surprising us with, it wasn't a 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, tonight's show was absolutely not a 10, but I would feel safe giving it a 6. Maybe a 7. Guys, really not a bad show. Compared to what we've been getting for the last couple years, and the standards of that, tonight's show was pretty damn good. We're gonna do a quick review here. I've also got some news for you guys, some pretty damn big news actually. In my opinion, I'm pretty excited to hear it. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. And we'll go ahead and get right into the Raw review here, guys. Tonight's show started off with Braun Strowman came to the ring and announced that he was happy that he destroyed Roman Reigns, and happy that he broke his fucking ribs and separated his shoulder, and happy that Roman Reigns will not be on the show tonight. He is extremely happy with his actions, and so are we. Very happy. We could only be happier if Roman never returned again. Kurt Angle came out and said that he was going to make a match with Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns at Payback. I'm sure this will be some kind of a gimmick match or a stipulation match. We have yet to find out anything about that, but that's just my opinion. I'm sure they will add some sort of stipulation to this match that we can expect to see at Payback. Guys, real quick, I want to talk about Kurt Angle. Apparently, Dave Meltzer from Wrestling Observer is reporting that Kurt Angle has passed all of the medical testing done by WWE, and he will wrestle again. There's rumors going around right now that we could expect to see Kurt Angle versus Triple H at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. So, that's the rumors right now. The only thing that is for sure is that Kurt Angle has passed all of his medical testing done by the WWE. So he's cleared for in-ring competition. So maybe we will get to see Kurt in-ring very soon. He came out and made the match for Payback, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, and told Braun Strowman to take the night off. He should be suspended anyway, so you need to go ahead and take the night off. Braun Strowman said, "I want competition or else." And Kurt Angle manned up, got in the monster's face, and said, "Or else what?" Kurt Angle's not going to be pushed around, and I love it. Kurt Angle's a breath of fresh air on Monday Night Raw, and we only seen Kurt maybe, twice at the most, 2 or 3 times. I can't really remember if we seen him more after that first segment, but I can't remember if we did or not. But the point is, we haven't seen him very often, and a GM, in my opinion, we shouldn't see a GM very often. So he's been doing really good with his new charge as far as WWE goes. His new job with WWE. I'm enjoying it. Next we had Samoa Joe versus Chris Jericho, and Seth Rollins came out to do commentary for this match. And, the match, it was what it was. It wasn't anything special. Samoa Joe is a fucking monster and a destroyer and a beast, and he dominated Chris Jericho like we all knew that he would. And another thing, too, guys, about the Chris Jericho. And this is a stipulation that I didn't know. I don't think it matters. I think it's irrelevant, but the stipulation for the Kevin Owens and Jericho match at Payback is that the winner of the match goes to SmackDown Live. So there's a possibility, no matter how remote it may be, there is a possibility that Jericho could win and go to SmackDown Live, but I do not see that happening. I would bet every dime that I have that Kevin Owens will win at Payback, and Jericho is going to take some much needed time off from the WWE. Back to Samoa Joe and Jericho. It was a decent match. Samoa Joe ends up winning with the Coquina Clutch, and afterwards he grabs the mic and rips into Seth Rollins, saying, "Do you remember my debut? Do you remember the sound of my debut? That was the sound of your ligaments ripping and your tendons tearing, and he just ripped into him and said that at Payback it will not be business. It is very, very personal. Seth Rollins then grabs the mic and said, "You're damn right it's personal, motherfucker. You almost ended my career. And at Payback, you will find out that Payback is a bitch." So we got to see them go back and forth. That's probably the match that I'm most looking forward to at Payback is Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins. I think they'll put on a pretty damn good show for us. So looking forward to that. The Drifter, like I predicted, the Drifter showed up once again. Gallows and Anderson were walking to the ring for their match, and all of a sudden they passed the Drifter sitting on one of the traveling cases or whatever, playing his little guitar. And it's not the only time that we'll see him through the night. During that segment, Braun Strowman, we see Golden Truth walking through the hallway. Apparently, they were going to have a match with Gallows and Anderson until Braun Strowman intervened. Keeping true to his word, Braun Strowman attacked Goldust and R-Truth and put them out of the match for the night, which leads us right into Enzo and Cass versus the Club. Again, Golden Truth got injured by Braun Strowman. They were taken out of the match. Enzo and Cass were inserted in that match. I don't have a lot to say about this, guys. It's Enzo and Cass versus the Club. Again, boring. Nothing special at all happened. Gallows and Anderson get the win. Boom. Guys, I'm not going to spend time talking about shit that I find boring. I'm sure you don't want to spend your time listening to shit that you find boring. WWE has all the talent in the world. They shouldn't be showing us one boring fucking segment on Monday Night Raw. And this was indeed a boring segment. So we move on to Miz TV with special guest Dean Ambrose. Ambrose, excuse me, was on Miz TV, and the Miz and Maurice came out and were talking about how that Dean Ambrose was complacent and lazy and a poor excuse for a champion. And Dean Ambrose cut a promo that was, I gotta take a minute, guys, to talk about Dean Ambrose because I'm conflicted when it comes to Ambrose. On the mic, he's very talented. He is comedic. He's funny. He's a great talker, and he's got that crazy kind of lunatic fringe, which is his character. But in ring, guys, in the ring, the actual wrestling aspect of it, I find him to be very uncoordinated, maybe is the word. I'm not really sure how I want to, describe this. He just doesn't look comfortable in the ring to me. There's something about his mannerisms and his movements in the ring that just seem cringe to me. I don't know what it is. There's something about Dean Ambrose in-ring performance that is certainly lackluster. But I will say this: Ambrose cut one hell of a great promo last night. It reminded me a lot of maybe Roddy Piper or someone like that back in the it just kind of crazy. Maybe I don't want to say Macho Man, but and a little bit of Piper. There's just something about Ambrose promo last night that he hit the nail on the head with. It was perfect. I loved it. I love Ambrose. I love his character. I just wish that he could work on his in-ring performance just a little bit better, just a little more. And the segment ended up with Dean Ambrose taking off his jacket and emptying his pockets and throwing his jacket at Maurice and attacking the Miz, and I'm almost positive that we will see Dean Ambrose and the Miz at WWE Payback. This segment was pretty damn funny. Braun Strowman came out. We cut to the backstage segment where Braun Strowman is dragging Kalisto by the arm down the hallway and literally just picks up Kalisto and throws him in the fucking trash, which was hilarious, and when we see Strowman start to walk away, and then all of a sudden the Big Show jumps through the screen or jumps through the angle or whatever, he attacks Strowman. He gives him like a hip check into the little steel wall there or whatever, and And Big Show really made Strowman look like a little bitch. I mean, Big Show hit Strowman and hit him into the wall, and Strowman went to the ground and never even attempted to try to get up. He just kind of sat on the ground looking up at the Big Show like, he just gave him that look like, I'm going to learn karate and kick your ass. He looked like a little bitch, but it was a funny segment. The Big Show was cringe. I'll be glad when he's gone, but it was a funny segment, guys. Going through my notes here, next we've got T.J. Perkins versus Jack Gallagher. Nothing special. Neville and Austin Aries came down to the ring to be at ringside during this match. We got to see Austin Aries bring his banana to ringside and have a nice little ringside snack. I don't understand the significance of packing around a banana with you, but it was pretty funny shit. Like I said, nothing very special, guys. The cruiserweights are. I like the idea of the cruiserweights. They're exciting to watch, but it's boring to me for the most part, guys. I apologize, but T.J. Perkins gets the win. I gotta say this. As boring as it is, I like T.J. Perkins better as a heel. I like T.J. Perkins' heel turn. I think it gives him a little bit of mystery to his character, and I like it. I do like T.J. Perkins' new heel turn. So, but like I said, nothing special. T.J. Perkins wins, and that's pretty much the end of that. After this, we get to see some stupid backstage segment with Apollo Crews and, Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil is trying to get Apollo Crews to hire him to do some work for his brand, the Titus brand. He just, once again, guys, I'm not going to talk about boring shit that I find stupid or boring. I'm not going to talk about it very long. Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews have a little segment backstage. It's supposed to be a comedic segment, but it was very stupid. Next, guys, now this part I want to talk about a little bit more in depth. This is the part where I've got some big news and exciting news. Okay. The next segment of Raw, we see the Hardys backstage doing an interview before Jeff Hardy's match. Now, I find it odd that WWE is already singling out Jeff Hardy. When the Hardys, before Matt started doing the broken character, it was a well-known fact, it went without saying, that Jeff Hardy was the more popular, the more charismatic member of the team. Back in their first WWE run, Jeff Hardy got all the breaks. He won all the championships, and he was definitely probably sold more merchandise. He was just, way more popular than his brother Matt. And I find it odd that WWE is already singling Jeff out for singles competition. Now, what I want to say on the news, I have news from Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer. Dave Meltzer is reporting, and I've got it right here. WWE is reportedly planning on using the broken character for Matt Hardy. Dave Meltzer reported on Wrestling Observer Radio that WWE is working on a deal with Impact Wrestling to use the character on television, which has yet to be finalized. As noted, there have been legal issues with Matt Hardy using the broken character, with Impact Wrestling claiming ownership of the gimmick. Impact Wrestling recently added a trademark to videos on their YouTube channel containing references to the broken gimmick, including Broken Matt, Brother Nero, and Broken Brilliance. They also sent a cease and desist letter last month to pay-per-view providers airing the Ring of Honor 15th anniversary pay-per-view regarding the intellectual property of the gimmick, which resulted in the Hardys not using most of their mannerisms associated with those characters on the show. Now, Matt Hardy has been using the broken mannerisms and even some of the broken catchphrases on WWE. Now, the interesting thing about this report is that WWE is reportedly planning on using the broken character for Matt Hardy. Okay, it's specified Matt Hardy. Excuse me, Matt Hardy. Guys, we may eventually see it, but I don't think we're going to see Brother Nero. My opinion, we are going to see the broken gimmick with Matt Hardy, and we're going to see it very soon, I do believe. We are going to see Matt and Jeff hold the tag team titles, and Jeff is going to screw Matt over in some way. He's going to lose the titles for them. He's going to fuck up and cost them the belts, you know. And the loss of those belts and the stupidity of his brother is going to turn Matt broken. I see Jeff Hardy being the charismatic enigma character that he was, but I see Matt Hardy being broken. And when he does, that's when that broken Matt will surpass his brother's wildest dreams of popularity in the WWE. He will be the #1 Hardy, and I can't wait to fucking see it. But that's what the news is, guys. Meltzer is reporting that WWE does have plans to use the broken gimmick, but they're still in conversations with Impact Wrestling about trying to get on the rights to the trademark. All right, guys, and next thing we get into the Fatal 4-Way match for the #1 contendership of the Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw. We had a Fatal 4-Way involving Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, and Mickie James. Guys, it is what it is. For the most part, the match was not all that exciting. And like I said, if it's boring, I'm not going to talk about it very long. The match was what it was. I thought my prediction was that Nia was going to win, but in turn we get to see Alexa get the championship win over, I believe, Nia Jax hit her Samoan drop or whatever she wants to call it on, I think it was Sasha, and Alexa Bliss snuck in there and got the pin. I believe that's how the match pretty much ended. But Alexa's awesome. Alexa Bliss is the perfect heel character to go up against Bayley. I'm more excited about seeing Bayley and Alexa than I would be seeing Sasha and Bayley, because we've seen that plenty of times, and that's one good thing about the roster shakeup. It's refreshing not seeing Charlotte on Monday Night Raw, and it is refreshing to see a different feud. For a solid fucking year, all we saw was Charlotte and Sasha and Charlotte. And now we're getting to shake it up a little bit, which it's refreshing. It really is. Next, guys, we got Kurt Hawkins in the ring, and says that last week Kurt Hawkins was, in the ring with the Big Show, and this week he's in the main event. So whoever's in the ring with Kurt Hawkins gets a main event spot, apparently. Stupid shit, but we get to see Finn Balor. I knew that he would be on there tonight. I did not know if he would be involved in in-ring action, but we got to see Finn Balor come out and squash Kurt Hawkins. The match lasted all of 2 minutes, and Balor ends up winning with the coup de grace. Balor's fucking awesome. I love the character. I love his in-ring ability. I love everything about him. I find it insulting that they put, first of all, that they put Finn Balor in a match with Kurt Hawkins. I mean, in my opinion, that's insulting. It's also very insulting that Finn Balor apparently has nothing to do at Payback. He's back. Unfortunately, Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe are entangled in their feud for good reason. So Finn Balor really has nothing to do. So and Bray Wyatt is involved. Apparently, Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor are going to have a program together, but right now Bray Wyatt's more concerned with his match with Randy Orton at Payback. So right now they're just kind of showing us Finn Balor on TV to just remind us he's here. Finn Balor's here. Just wait. You know, they're kind of putting him on the back burner until some other superstars get freed up where he can actually have a program with somebody that's worth watching. Um, so after the squash match, we get to see Bray Wyatt and his segment that he likes to call "Sermon to the Snake." Hey guys, this promo is fucking awesome. I don't know what we can expect from this House of Horrors match. I would say more than likely they are going to fight at the Wyatt compound where Randy Orton burned down his house where Sister Abigail was apparently buried. I see something like that possibly. You know, the vignettes that were popping up while Bray was talking were fucking awesome. I got a really like a creepy horror film kind of vibe from this promo, which was fucking awesome. So you know, Bray Wyatt is by far, in my opinion, the best on the mic superstar in WWE right now. As far as mic skills go, it gets no better than Bray Wyatt. He very rarely ever fucks up. Of course, you know, don't get me wrong. 90% of Bray Wyatt's promos that he cuts are pre-recorded. So it's not like he's live, but even when he is live, he very rarely fucks up. And very rarely ever does he break character. So, you know, it's the Bray Wyatt character, you know, is I think would be very possible to fill the void left by the Undertaker, in my opinion. So I'm a big fan of Bray Wyatt, and he cut an awesome fucking promo. Anxious to see what we can expect from the House of Horrors match. I have never heard of it. I don't think WWE knows what they're going to do even. So I am excited to see what happens. Obviously, Bray Wyatt's going to lose, but maybe they'll give us a good match in the meantime. I guess another segment with Jericho. You know, Jericho cut a backstage interview with Mike Rome, who he kept calling Tom. Jericho's fucking hilarious. You know, the guy should do stand up. He's very entertaining. I'm gonna miss him when he's gone for a while. But Jericho's cutting a backstage promo on Kevin Owens in their match. And right as Jericho was getting ready to put Mike Rome on the list, the Drifter walks by. The Drifter just strolls on behind Jericho's promo that he's cutting, and Jericho's like, you know what? Tom, you're saved. You're off the hook. Strange straggler, strumming straggler. he just lit into the Drifter and put the Drifter on the list, and you know it was fucking hilarious. I mean, you know, it really was. So anyway, that was yet another appearance of the Drifter. So you know, we'll be seeing him in ring within the next few months, I'm sure. Alicia Fox, Dana Brooke, and Emma backstage do a very stupid, pointless segment. Boom, that's all I'm saying about that. Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro. They kept calling this a dream match. I don't see that really. I don't know. A dream match to me is Sting versus The Undertaker. But what the fuck do I know? Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro. Again, like I said, guys, it didn't take WWE long to single out Jeff for singles competition. I see that as a thing that we can be expecting a lot of in the future, is seeing Jeff Hardy in singles competition. We get Jeff wins with a Swanton Bomb, you know, sort of uneventful. They show respect by shaking each other's hands, you know, and the Hardys and Sheamus and Cesaro showed due respect to each other, and that was nice to see, but you know, for the most part, unexciting. Backstage, we get to see Slater and Rhino. They made their appearance for the first time on Monday Night Raw. Rhino had a plate full of Cheez-Its and canned cheese, or crackers and canned cheese that he was eating, and Slater said stuff about, I got kids, I got an above ground pool now. You know, this time last year, nobody even wanted me, and now look at me, I'm on Monday Night Raw. Braun Strowman walks by, scares the piss out of Rhino, and he just throws his fucking can of cheese and crackers all over the place. And that leads us to the Strowman versus Big Show match, guys. First of all, let me say this: for what it was a pretty damn good match, in my opinion. I mean, honestly, you got two behemoths of men in the ring. You got probably well over 1,000 pounds in that ring, and Braun Strowman did a fucking kip up. Big Show, he's in the best shape of his life. He really does look like, I'm not a very, I'm not a Big Show fan. I could care less, but he's in good shape. It was glad to, it was cool to see him in the main event for hopefully the last time. But guys, Braun Strowman is fucking an incredible athlete. I mean, I don't know exactly what this guy weighs or anything like that, but I mean, he is incredible. I mean, a man his size doing the things that he was doing and the things that he's able to do. He's quick like a cat. He did a fucking kip up last night, and he's very, very athletic in the ring. I could see Braun Strowman beating Brock Lesnar. I really could. It's not going to happen. I'm not saying that. It's absolutely not going to happen. Well, it's Brock Lesnar is going to hold that title until WrestleMania next year, where Roman Reigns is going to take it from him. And there you go. That's just the bottom line on that. Strowman will not beat Brock Lesnar, but it will be an awesome match. They have their match. It goes on, and the finish of the match, which is something that we've seen before, by the way, actually involving Brock Lesnar and the Big Show. I believe it was on SmackDown. Big Show ends up on the top turnbuckle. Strowman jumps up, grabs him, superplexes him off the top rope, and the ring collapses. Now, for a lot of the WWE audience that have just started watching the product over the last few years, this was something new and exciting for them to see. But guys, I got to be honest with you. As soon as Braun Strowman got him up on that top rope, I knew exactly what was going to happen. I knew that we was going to see that ring collapse again. I just knew it. So, it is what it is. It wasn't a bad show. Pretty exciting. I mean, whether you've seen it once or 100 times, it's still pretty damn cool to see 1,000 pounds of fucking brute force just come off that top turnbuckle and the fucking ring just explode. The fucking ref looked like he got fucking killed. He fell out of the fucking ring. And, it was chaos. It was pretty cool. So it is what it is, guys. Monday Night Raw, compared to the Raws that we've got in the past, was great. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give Raw a 6. 7, maybe. We'll go ahead and give it a 7. So that's it, guys. That's your Raw review and reactions. Guys, give me a follow at Dale74021 at Twitter, and check me out on Patreon. Pledge. Your pledges would be very much appreciated. Patreon.com/Dale7402. And I will be back tomorrow, guys, with your SmackDown Live review and reactions. So, thanks for watching, and you guys have a good one. We'll see you later.